Journey with me as Jesus reveals why keeping the law is beyond human reach.
Kept the law better than anybody in Israel. If there were people that you wanted to look up to as the people who do the best in keeping the law, the Pharisees and the Sadducees were those guys. So Jesus says, just bear in mind that if this is what you want to do, your righteousness, your ability. Let me read some other translations. The Amplified translation says it this way. For I tell you, unless your righteousness, your uprightness, your right standing with God is more than that of the scribes and the Pharisees, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. The Message Bible says this, unless you do far better than the Pharisees in the matters of right living, you won't know the first thing about entering the kingdom. I don't know about you. I know how many people I've heard, and there was a time that I would have preached this. See, Jesus tells us that you need to strive and live up, and you better do better than the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the things. And you know what? By God, we're Christians today. We can do better than them. No, what Jesus is doing is that he's taking this now, and he's taking it far out of the reach of anyone who thinks that they can do it. Okay, well, let's see what Jesus says. Let's see what Jesus says about that. He says, you're familiar with the commandment of the ancients. Do not murder. He says, I'm telling you that anyone who is so much as angry with a brother or a sister is guilty of murder. Do we have any murderers here today? Some of you, maybe you still don't have it, okay? He says, carelessly call a brother an idiot, and you just might find yourself hauled into court. Thoughtlessly yelp out stupid to a sister, and you are on the brink of hellfire. The simple moral fact is this: words kill. See, what is Jesus doing? Jesus says, oh, so you think you can keep the first commandment? Oh, well, I've not actually spilt the blood of any person. I've not really killed anybody and buried them in the forest or any. I've not done that. I'm not a murderer. Jesus says, let me just tell you this. If you've ever been angry, and if you've ever spoken words of anger to another human being, you are a murderer. Why? Because he says, see, Jesus understands that hatred